What's going on, you guys? Jay here, and welcome back to the channel. So don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you get an opportunity on the way out, drop a comment. It's really going to help us out here on the channel. And in turn, we could see more people find the LUNC chain. That's something, like I keep saying, we're going to be pursuing very heavily throughout 2025, is looking at these different unique ways we can attract an entirely new user base. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. And what I want to do is talk to you about a tweet that went out on the 30th of December from CZ Binance. And this tweet has absolutely captivated me. I could be in a situation where I've got confirmation bias. It wouldn't be unheard, okay? Sometimes we see what we want to see, but at the same time, I want to explore this with you guys. This has got to the point for me where I take a shower, I think about it. I drive to work, I think about it. I drive home from work, I think about it. Lunch break, I think about it. Laying in bed, torturing me at night, and all I can think about is this one individual unique tweet. So let's take a look at it. I often get asked what the next hot thing is in crypto. Frankly, I don't know. I try to help with as many projects as possible and see where they take us. We don't predict trends, we follow them and try to contribute. What do you think will be the next hot thing in crypto? So, straight away, the words that stand out to you is hot. He could have used a mixture of different words, but he chose to use the word hot. Next hot thing. Frankly, I don't know. But they're stating they don't predict the trends, they follow them. So we could say originally, as a community, we put the idea out there and we pursued it as an individual community to have Binance support the burn tax. And we eventually got that to happen. So you could say we in ourselves created a trend and then Binance themselves followed it. And we all asked the same question over and over again. Why the heck does Binance burn? Why has CZ guaranteed the burning after he left? There's so many unanswered questions with this. Whenever I see a tweet like this, it stands out to me. What do you think will be the next hot thing in crypto? He could have used big. It's a very good book. The next big thing. It's interesting to see the vocabulary used by CZ Binance, and we know he's a big advocate for burning on chain. If he wasn't a big advocate, they wouldn't have started burning. You've already guessed it. You're already seeing where this is going. Now, why start to think about when I see they follow trends, they don't predict them? What do you think will be the next hot thing in crypto? I start to think about Vitalik. Now, for those of you who don't know, Vitalik Buterin was actually gifted 50% of SHIB's total circulating supply when it was created by Satoshi. Those coins ended up being valued at around $6 billion. And what Vitalik did was went and burnt 90% of those funds, stating that he didn't want that kind of power. Something to take note of was him burning 90% of those funds, and the remaining 10% ended up being valued at quite a significant amount later when SHIB eventually did pump. He sent that to a charity of his choice. But what you need to take note of here is the fact that it's not unheard of. There has been a circumstantial situation where someone went ahead and burned $6 billion worth of tokens. Okay, this is very significant because it puts us into the realms of reality. Again, this is a very important point. It wouldn't be unheard of for someone to acquire 50 to 70% of LUNC's total circulating supply and burning those assets and keeping a very small amount. The reason why I say this is because of this tweet. We don't predict trends, we follow them. Like I already mentioned, we as a community got together and persuaded Binance to support the 1.2% burn tax. Eventually, they did go ahead and go public with that burning, and we saw them follow the trend we created. So what does this tell us? Well, it tells me one of two things. Binance is clearly waiting for us as a blockchain to get to a certain point. They're waiting for us to reach the realms of reality where they could say to themselves, this is clearly too much power over the blockchain. We should probably do something about it. And we could see a significant amount of coins burned in some kind of transaction. Again, we have zero explanations as to why they've continued burning. Well, my only explanation, and this is just from my point of view, is they're keeping us hooked on like a fish on a line. They want us to know they are there. They want us to know we are attached. And when we tug, they're going to pull. So let's say we're a year down the line. We've got through a significant amount of the supply. LUNC's doing good, the chain's doing good, and we've got through so many assets now. Binance are currently holding, say, 70 to 90% of the overall circulating supply. Again, this is all in the realm of possibilities. We know how significant Binance is, not only as an LUNC holder, but a USTC holder as well. This all tells me that there is a possibility, even though it may be small, that Binance could at some point, okay, and I'm just putting it out there, come up with some kind of big burn. Now, something that's really got me thinking even deeper is they've lost their number one position. And I'll be doing a video on this later today. Probably it will come out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. And we'll dive into exploring that side of Binance and the psychological side of them losing that number one position. This could be pretty significant for us as a community. Again, we'll need to dive into it at a later stage. But what I want to do is look at the amount that Binance holds. It goes up, it goes down. We're looking at a zoomed in view for 2024, around the beginning of the year till now. But if I actually refresh this and we take a look at the overall timeline for Binance, we can see it's rather stable. They've peaked out in this area, and again, this was back in 2022, at 2.7 trillion LUNC coins. Since then, the lowest it has got, ignore that massive drop that was due to maintenance. We've explained this all in a previous video, but the lowest they've ever dropped to is 1.9 trillion. Again, this tells us Binance is a significant player in the space. We've been almost 3 years through this. If there was users that really did hold a significant amount of those assets, including whales, you would probably have seen a lot of that come on chain at this point. It's not like we're unstable. It's not like the chain crashes every other week or things are complex. In fact, we're rather organized when it comes to the chain, the consensus layer, the maintenance, the management, and the upgrades. Somehow we're doing that as a decentralized community, regardless of all of the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, the arguments. It's happening. So all of this together, right, starts to build up a bigger picture that if we did, in fact, put the tug, right, to allow them to pull, and that pull being a substantial burn at some point, it's possible. And that's why that tweet has really stuck with me. So another explanation as to why Binance actually might hold so many tokens a lot of the time when it comes to LUNC would be that they fund other exchanges. So say, for example, I don't know, crypto.com needs more LUNC coins for something. They've run low. Well, they're probably going to go to the biggest holder for LUNC coins, being Binance. So it starts to make sense that they would, in fact, themselves hold a significant amount of LUNC to sell it at a markup price to other exchanges that run low. And we actually have some strong evidence which points to these facts that I've mentioned. So when BTC Turk was hacked, the remaining LUNC was sent back to Binance. And what we would assume is Binance actually bought those from BTC Turk at a reduced price. And that's why we saw a significant move back up in the Binance hot wallet. Now, again, what this tells me is Binance is very interested in trading their way up in order to accumulate more coins. No CEX should be able to maintain over 50% of the circulating supply of an asset. It's absolutely crazy how centralized it is at this point. And Binance isn't even accessible in the United States for LUNC. You begin to build up a bigger picture, like I was saying, and we can start to attribute all of Binance's holdings to Binance. And we can say they are simply just buying and selling assets to different exchanges, and they're acting as an intermediary, okay, like a treasury. So they don't have to themselves hold a significant amount of LUNC coins. But these are some of the things that I think about. I start to think a lot deeper. Tweets like that really resonate with me and they get me thinking a lot deeper. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. What's your best explanation for as to what Binance are really doing, what their plans are, and where they're going with this? I really do think at some point, if the chain puts itself in a position which is beneficial for Binance to go ahead and burn, I think they would do it. I think they would follow the routes that have been laid down by Vitalik. But let me know what you guys think. Aside that, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and just stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.